Hey everybody, you've tuned into Time Zones and Time Meters. I'm Josh and this is Simon. We thought we'd create a little bit of an episode today just to explain who we are, what we're doing, and what is it exactly that you guys have tuned into. Right?
Yeah, so this is our introduction. We are just two guys that really enjoy music. We have a little bit of a different background. I grew up in Sweden, you in Australia, and it's we usually record every Sunday morning for me and evening for you, and or afternoon. And yeah, so we complete each other in a way that
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you are the guy who's up to date. You know the new bands, the new releases in this prog world. Uh, I have been a lifelong metal fan, I would say, but and I've played in metal bands because I'm a creative soul, and my uh, love for music, my obsession with music has been restarted with the discovery of progressive rock here, especially like the old school progressive rock. So I needed to do something creative with it again, and no,
and
that's
that's
why
how this was kind of born,
this,
wasn't it?
oh,
Yeah,
this
we met each other online on Instagram. Both of us had profiles. Your one was reviewing albums. Mine was kind of doing sort of snippet reviews, I guess, both from very different sort of perspectives. So my one was, of course, just kind of saying, "Hey, look, here's what I'm checking out at the moment. I'm really trying to explore the progressive music scene." And for me, it's kind of like I've never heard of these '70s bands, so I'm checking them all out or checking some out. And whereas you, Simon, were sort of looking at it through sort of an obsessive lens of like, let's, review this, let's review that, and sort of chew through stuff, right?
yeah. To be honest, yeah, it's called Simon's Album Reviews, but it's more of like a listening log. But because I'm so obsessive with it, I had like I think, well, I used to have physical copies of everything. Uh, I've actually ditched that because it's kind of like a controversial topic, right? Because I saw somewhere that wow, I'm already straining from the path here. This should be a short, concise introduction, but there is apparently like this year there's basically been as much music created this year as for the whole decade of the 80s. So I mean, there's so much to listen to, and yeah, artists can be angry about the fact that they don't get paid for, um, through the streaming services. But the competition is killing, and there's so much of this '70s stuff that I have discovered now. I would never have discovered this if I would have to, bring everything home on vinyl or CD from a record shop. Um, I remember I had like an EP of Yes. See, this is the thing. Oh man, I'm diverging completely here. Um,
But that's okay. That's who
it's
we
not so
are.
bad, right?
No, of course
Yeah,
not.
this is what you can expect with our channel. We're not always sticking to the script.
And as a
We
matter of
barely have a
fact,
script.
whenever we add a script of any description, it goes to shit. So, what you'll get from
Yeah,
us is,
yeah.
is probably quite a few tangents, quite a few different sort of perspectives and angles from different sides of the globe, really, and also commentary on stuff like this. I mean, for me, without streaming services, I'd be sort of semi-lost, right? Like my original experiences when I first started listening to music was through a friend of mine who owns like thousands of CDs, and he was the one that was like burning compilations for me to listen to, or and then lending me the actual albums themselves. But he moved overseas, and
Oh,
so
oh yeah,
when
yeah.
he moved overseas, like we still, of course, are in contact. And I mean, he's moved back to Australia since then. But for me, like the streaming services have really sort of changed my music habits and sort of opened up many doors too. So I don't know. I think this is sort of
I heard a
today's
discussion
society.
about like this. There's a pretty big overlap between progressive rock and metal, and of course you have of the Venn diagram there. You have the progressive metal as well. So and it's funny how like metal. In metal, it's cool to listen to progressive rock, right? It's like metal guys respect progressive rock, and especially when I was in my 20s, and then you hear that Iron Maiden were very influenced by Genesis and Yes, etc. So I also then felt like, okay, I need to check this stuff out, and I bought. I was in the record store. I saw, oh, look, this Yes album is not so expensive, or this EP. I bought Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart. I didn't know what Yes album this was, or EP in this case, and I put it on, and I was like, okay, is this really what Iron Maiden was, all about? And
Inspired
of
by
course,
it.
didn't really realize that it sounded so different from the '70s stuff that they made. And indeed, this kind of, uh, it might have stopped there if it wasn't for streaming services later, that you can go, oh, but let's have a little listen to what they sounded in the '70s, and then you discover new things. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing too is, both of us sort of embrace technology to a large degree. I mean, we're using Instagram as a platform to develop a bit of a community. We've got people that we meet, like you and I met on there, for example. But there's a whole bunch of people that both of us talk to separately. Some of them are the same friends as well. I was going to say,
If you like to listen to a conversation between two good friends, this is what you should listen to.
yeah, that's right. And it will meander, it will wander a bit. There'll be times when both of us get completely lost on a tangent. But if that's what you like to listen to, then, you're probably in the right place. And also as well, like we'd like to encourage as much discussion as possible in the background too. So we'd love to have some comments in the, and having people subscribe regularly and sort of check in on what we've got to offer, because we'll bring them into the fold. We've already had a few episodes with people from, a few different places, and our goal is to be able to, have more interactions with these kinds of fellow sort of music heads, really. And if we can get them from all over the world, then awesome, right? So I think that's great.
Yeah. All
Um,
right, man.
yeah, I think, look, thanks so much for listening to us. Hopefully that'll give you a good vibe on sort of what you're sort of tuning into. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys in the future. Yeah. Anyway,
All
peace
right.
out. See you soon. And yeah, check out the other stuff.